Hello, everyone at Valpo tuning in. Welcome to week two of the League of Legends GLEC conference versus CSU Vikes. I am your first caster, Monsieur, and joining me in the booth is
I'm Vector, your second caster.
perfect. So let's get we're game's already getting started in Champion Select and Ban. So let's get right to it. We see from CSU an immediate ban on the Talia. Again, Jakimbo probably being looked at as the primary target of some. I would say at least the first phase of bans. Just going in and the Talia. He's been practicing a lot on the Talia the past few weeks, so banning it just get it out of the way pretty early. Probably a pretty safe choice from CSU.
We see an ADC ban coming out from Valpa. We're taking out Zeri. I think that a lot of our bans are going to go bot lane because I think we have a very solid matchup top lane and mid lane. So some bans for bot lane will help us get our footing there as well. And I think we're going to see a Syndra ban as well.
Again, just targeting Jakimbo with the bans. Again, Syndra also one of Jakimbo's most pretty fearsome champion whenever he's on it. And we see the Seraphine ban from Valpo again, as you said, we're really focusing on that bot lane. I know we had a quick chance to kind of take a look into the picks as we were going, but as we kind of wait to see some of these other bans, what parts of the map do you really think we should be focusing on for this game?
I think we should definitely look to have Super Bear head bot lane because I think we have a really good matchup top lane. I think I'm confident in Dreadful's ability to win top lane. I'm always confident in Jakimbo's ability to win mid lane. So some help for our bot lane to get ahead of the competition will be really good. But we're going to see two jungler bans, Jarvan and Zinzao, which is a little unexpected, but see if it makes a little more sense with first pick here in a second.
I was gonna say I was a double Demacian bands, and we see the Ziggs pick from CSU. A pretty strong pick, all things considered. I do know that Ziggs, especially ever since the new patch on Wednesday came out, has got a little bit of a damage nerf, and overall just is not a broken champion now, but still a very strong pick. I also think Ziggs is a really good blind pick because Ziggs right now between mid and ADC could be a pretty good one coming in. So we're gonna see if which avenue Valpa will respond to that pick.
Sivir. Yeah, I think both of these teams are just both these bot lanes are just going to look to kind of sit around for a while, poke each other early, and then scale like monsters into the late game. But we see Zac from Valpo, which is Super Bear's signature pick. So hopefully he kind of pops out on that today.
I you and me you and me both, Vector. I really hope that we're gonna see the Blob monster take over. But again, we saw that you were talking earlier about that poke, and I know that looking back towards last week, they Valpo and I believe Tiffin both had really heavy poke comps, and then they had an Ocean Soul come up, which for those of you who don't know, Ocean Soul is a just a natural counter to any poke teams. So we're gonna have to see how the map decides to treat both teams this first game. But we do see the Amumu pick, probably as a response to Zach, just to get a really hard lockdown. And we see I don't want to say anything because it's going to take until it's locked in. It doesn't actually count. We are going to see the Poppy in from CSU.
Yeah, I think Amumu's a little bit of an odd pick into Sivir because you have that spell shield, and Amumu's stuff is pretty telegraphed, so you can kind of tell when it's time to use your spell shield. But both those champs are really tanky, and late game Sivir is really good at just blowing up tanks. So that will be kind of dangerous for CSU later in the game. But we are going to see Wei come out. That's another one of Jakimbo's favorite champions. So I'm excited to see this one.
There's no
First Wei of the season.
I was gonna say there's no way we see a Hue this early, but it might be a little too early for the jokes, but I guess now it's not. We see the setup ban from Valpo. I'm trying to ensure that whatever bot lane looks like it's not going to go on for too long. Again, Santa is one of the few true scaling champions. Can just be very scary, especially now that Enchantress Senna has been a thing for about the past month. It did get a recent It got a recent adjustment, not this patch, but I think the patch right before it. And so just being careful about a Senna that heals for a lot more than you would give herself credit for, is always a good thing to watch out for.
Melio ban, that's sort of the law's signature champion, so that's a smart ban from CSU. And I'm guessing we'll see another support.
Unfortunately, that does kind of make it so that there cannot be the double soccer skid of the severe Emilio. We're not having a traditional football team.
And Melio's also really, really strong against Amumu, so it makes sense that they would take him out. But
That's, yeah, the full
see
the full alt cleanse.
Caitlyn banned by Valpo. Guess they think it could be Ziggs mid.
I think that would only make.
That's what they're planning around, is it being Ziggs mid. Strong flex pick.
But we do see the Camille ban from CSU, the only top ban this time. And with Valpo being last to pick, they do have the potential for a counter pick topside, as it looks like Valpo might lock in Rel.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're gonna see last pick topside from Valpo, because Poppy could be top, but Poppy also could be jungle, and it could be an Amumu support. Like they're kind of playing tricks on us right now because we don't really know where things are going until
The last second.
the last second.
Well, I was gonna say, I was like, if they're gonna play tricks, I expect to see a Shaco up next. But for my personal sanity, I really hope that we don't
God,
we don't see that professional trickster up in.
casting and that would tilt me. So
Well, speaking of tilt, CSU's gonna pick out the Draven.
Raven, that's kind of a risky play. It's kind of a risky play. That does make me think that it is a Mumu support, because Raven and Mumus are really, really strong. Um, but yeah, Draven is an extremely feast or famine champion. So if they can't get a lead early, then that's going to be a problem for CSU, especially with such a strong scaling enemy ADC. We see Renekton top.
So again, double downing into that idea of CSU is looking to end this game within 25 minutes, without a doubt. Just because, as you said last cast, that Renekton past 25 minutes, if Renekton's not super far ahead.
Rough, especially into Sivir, because one of Renekton's biggest strengths is that you can go stun the enemy ADC, but if they spell shield your W, then you have just jumped into 5 people for nothing.
And we do see the final pick from Valpo being the Garen, a bread and butter choice. Nothing too crazy, but nothing I would say nothing too
Yeah,
crazy,
we,
but
we
nothing too
saw it
good.
come out last week, and that went pretty well for Dreadful, so he's trying to run it back today.
So kind of looking, so I think you have better overall draft knowledge. If you had to, just based on the five champions we have here and there, what do you think is based on the champions now? What do we think? Do we continue to keep looking for the same things you said earlier?
It's going to be Renekton top. It's going to be Ziggs mid. It's going to be a Mumu bot lane, most likely. It could be Poppy support, but I don't think anybody actually plays that. I think it's probably a Mumu Draven bot lane. A Mumu Draven into Rel Sivir. That could be kind of rough for Rel, especially early, because if Rel gets engaged up by Mumu with his 2 Q charges, that is going to hurt a lot early. Especially because Draven's early damage is so high because of his Q. It's just a ridiculous amount of damage. And if he can get a kill early, that kind of starts the snowballing for Draven.
It really does, and again, that adoration stack's definitely not doing them any favors. But with that being said, we're gonna cut to break shortly, and we will see you back for the start of the first round between CSU and Valpo for the GLEC Week 2, Game 1.
back with game 1 of our series versus CSU. We've got Valpo 5 manning bot side. I think they're gonna look for an invade. We had a little pause there for a second, but now we're good.
We
We're
are
walking
all
at
good.
5 towards Scrub McLord. He needs to be careful.
Give us 1 second to see here. It's a quick technical
Okay.
difficulty, and we're already back. So, as we kind of just look at the game state again, we have the 5-man stack. We do also see, in terms of the upcoming objective that matters to us, we do see Ocean Drag up first. So, unfortunately, taking away any potential for a full Ocean Soul. So, kind of unfortunate, but also this should prevent Bush Warrioring.
No Bush Warriors. That was rough last week.
That was, and I think Valpo Esports worked on. I'm pretty sure they had some sort of warning drill to
Scrub
work on.
McLord is pinging on way into enemy jungle, so I'm excited to see where this is going because they're walking in there right now.
We see the poppy.
I think they're gonna look for a cheese here. They're gonna look for some kind of cheese.
Looking for something, and we see the Rel is covering.
Why are they doing that?
I don't know. We do.
We have no audio.
Yeah, we do.
I can hear it.
Oh, you can't hear
Oh, I can hear it.
it. We will fix. Well, let me see if I can somehow share the audio with you. Give us 1 second. But we are just gonna again, even though as this keeps happening, we just see the light. We do see the light poke. We see the light poke coming in. Everyone's sharing a little bit. We do see CSU kind of slowly to start to take presence topside, but we do see Valpo Esports kind of taking the mid side of the way into the Ziggs being relatively strong, especially just with the range of Hui's QQ and even just the QE wave clear just being really strong early game. We do see that
this poke from Draven early is crazy, and there's really not a lot that you can do against it very easily, especially as a level 1 Sivir.
Sivers, yeah. Diadem and the Law just kind of have to play safe for time. But we do see the flash come out. We do see the CC knockup from Rel. It is a trade 1-to-1. Rel does get kill credit. And Draven also gets the kill credit on.
Draven gets the kill credit, and that gigantic wave means they got a plating. Yeah, and Sivir's hit level 2 but has burnt TP. We saw Flash go out mid lane. Oh, and Ziggs does take down Jakimbo mid lane with the Mumu's help.
Yeah, being just a little bit too aggressive on the return back poke from Jakimbo. We do see Diadem throwing down their teleport to get back to lane, and we do see them retreating, and we see the spell shield come out. The Law is low, but Law does use their Q to kind of get to safety.
There, but this is pretty scary for Valpo, because once Draven gets this back, he has 1,800 gold currently. He is a bajillionaire.
Yes, that BF sword back is gonna be that BF sword is gonna be there ready for him. We do see the flash come out from. We do see the flash come out from Poppy. No, that was a Hex Flash, my bad. Hex Flash was used. And just trying to poke, we do see, looks like the Law takes the back to reset. And we see Super Bear. We see Super Bear come up. Not really much of a successful gank, but more of just a pressure reset. We do see the Ignite come up from the Poppy, and it's gonna just barely not be enough to knock out Diadem, but Diadem is going to be forced to have to take it back.
Poppy almost went down too, so I think we're going to probably see it back from Poppy soon.
We will.
CSU's bot lane is quite a good start to this one so far. Been far ahead on CS. Taking his first back here. We're going to see a lot of gold spent by this Draven here.
And we do see Ziggs.
Fighting mid lane, gets a good knockback. Oh, stun on the Law.
We do see the Law. The Law is going to commit to this. We do see that the Amumu does land the Q. Hui does do the WW for the extra shield.
Super Bear just came in super clutch here. That was a huge play from Super Bear in the law. That was an amazing recovery, some great teamwork from bot lane, mid lane, and jungle all at once. That was scary. I was on the edge of my seat for that one.
It really, I was going to say, seeing Jakimbo at very low HP was kind of scary, but we know that Jakimbo making himself known that he's not going to be able to, he's not going to go down that easily. Something to note though, and I wish that this was relatively better news for Valpo Esports. Out of the 3 kills that Valpo does have, 2 of them are on Rel, and I think you can speak for it that preferably.
It's not really what you want to see, but we do see Garen with an ultimate advantage. He's just going to kill Renekton.
And with Renekton being slightly up, or being equivalent in CS, we're going to see that Garen basically
This is going to be big
allows
for Garen,
for
especially because Valpo's going to get 3 grubs off of this most likely.
And it does, while Amumu is in the jungle towards the dragon, there might be enough time still for another play to happen either mid side and then for dragon to take in.
This is a huge wave crashing bot. But we see Rel mid again going after this Ziggs. Well, gets the root.
Does hit the roof for some good damage. And again, Valpo Esports does take all.
PSU is taking the dragon. I don't think there's any way that can be contested the way bot lane's looking right now, but Scrub McLord is doing an amazing job just crashing these waves over and over again. Oh, and Jakimbo's doing some good damage.
Jakimbo's doing some good damage.
I think Valpo is actually going to look to collapse after this dragon.
But unfortunately, not being able to find too much, and especially with Scrub McLord having their ultimate, it is going to be a disadvantageous fight.
I think Renekton's about to get killed in the tower. Oh nope, he didn't go.
I think so too. But hey, Dreadful takes the turret plating and is up about 9 CS, so not necessarily bad. We are going to see that Ziggs is going to have to back. It does look like that. We do see the Amumu coming in mid side for a potential collapse. It is going to depend on how Jakimbo handles this. It looks like that he's fleeing, and he does dodge. He does end up dodging the Q.
The nice thing for Valpo is that Draven does not scale quite as well as many other ADCs. Draven mid game starts to fall off quite a bit, especially into tankier champions. And Valpo's team is full of tankier champions, but I think Jakimbo is gonna narrowly get taken down. Almost makes it out after a well-timed ultimate from Diggs, but Diadem manages to get a. Was that a shutdown or just a kill? I think it was just a kill.
It might have been like the 350 gold.
Yeah.
So shutdown, like not as close to a shutdown, but more than just the 300. But that extra gold really does help
really
Diadem.
Gonna help to mitigate this difference between Sivir and Draven, which is still considerably large right now. That Draven is scary.
And we are seeing the Amumu doing a little bit of counter jungling, escaping. We do see the Diadem shield is low, but again, Sivir's not necessarily a champion that requires a lot of mana. Draven does miss the W.
Dodge from Diadem there.
Good. Unfortunately, the flash did have to be burned, but that does also mean
that was 100% going to be a kill if Diadem didn't dodge that E and then flash that R.
Which is absolutely. We do see that Diadem does have their TP back, and it is right before 9 minutes. So unless they see a play before about 14, the TP back is smart. We do see the stun on the Law. Scrub McLord does end up getting a second kill, which does put Diadem in.
Yeah, we're gonna see another tower dive come out from Scrub McLord and his.
Does Scrub McLord get the final turret hit? No, he does not get the final turret hit. And Scrub McLord and the Poppy are gonna be able to really capitalize off of this. We were saying earlier that bot lane was a
bot lane does. Like I think they're gonna look to get some grubs. Oh, they're gonna tower dive Renekton. That's fine. So Renekton gets a silence, and they're gonna blow him up with Garrett's second here. I think. Oh, he's flashing out, but Super Bear's going after him. All right.
And we see the Super.
I think Valpo's gonna look to turn this into a bunch of grubs. Because Amumu is sitting in Valpo's bot side jungle, so Valpo should be able to get 6 grubs this game.
And we are going to see Jakimbo. Both supports looking to try to make a play here.
Oh,
We are
with
going to see the
jungle
Super
coming in
Bear
from the
also come
side.
in for an engage, and we see the
Just
launch.
layering stun after stun on
We do see that
CSU.
Ziggs is at 1.
Oh, Ziggs being at 1 there hurts so bad because he can just throw stuff at. Oh, CSU manages to turn this fight around.
They are going to trade 1-for-1. Law again getting the kill, but we do see that both top laners are here. But in terms of top lane, we do see that both top laners also use.
Oh, we burn Amumu's flash, and we do have Diadem coming up. I think we are going to go for these grubs still. I don't know if Draven can take this turret bot lane by himself, but I think Valpo should get moving up there. And there they go. There they go. Let's get some grubs.
We're gonna see Jakimbo. We also do see the Draven all being used once again. But this does
away bot lane. We're moving away bot lane. I think that is a good play. We'll be able to kind of steal those waves out from under him to power pressure a lot. And Valpo is going to get all 6 Void Grubs this game. And that is going to make Valpo's side lane pressure so much stronger. But Scrub McLord is going to take out Jakimbo as well. And I honestly think Valpo needs to put a little more respect on this bot lane. I feel like we're not kind of treating it with the caution we need to be right now.
especially the Poppy.
That's a 4-kill. That is a 4-kill Draven.
That's a 4-kill Draven with 98 with the
He
highest
has 100 CS.
the second highest CS
item
in the
and
game.
boots, and it's not even 12 minutes into the game yet.
Yeah, but Valpo really needed to take really needing to watch
Yeah, that guy is a beast right now.
especially because now I think we've seen the Poppy or the Amumu come in multiple times. We are going to see the Poppy again come in. We see the TP coming from Garen to try to help this team fight. Poppy is going in. It looks Dreadful is going right on the Poppy, and with spinning, we see Zach take out Poppy for a.
Scrub McLord and Amumu are separated from the rest of their team.
We see Super Bear going
in.
in.
He's got his passive, but he's going to go down. His teammates are going to have to protect his little blobs. But CSU's pretty split up right now, and I think it's possible we might see Valpo go for this dragon with this opportunity they have. Yep, they're going to start the dragon. They're going to pull it out of the pit. Renekton is top lane. And I don't know how much damage he has done to that turret, but I really, really doubt that he can actually take it. I think we're going to see Sivir go up there to try and stop that. And, okay.
We'll see 3 plating. Or we'll see 2, almost 3.
He's going to proxy this though, so this is really going to hurt this tower. They're moving Ziggs up, and I believe that they're trying to.
And we see, unfortunately, Jakimbo go down yet again.
That was gory. Gory.
That was not leaving any survivors behind.
Really needs to change the way that we're playing around this Draven right now, because you could even call him like an Avengers level threat. Like that guy is crazy.
Yes, Draven by far I think is the single biggest threat, which we're gonna have to see. The next team fight, we're gonna have to see the Law and Super Bear just absolutely have to lock him down.
They need to jump on his head and Goomba stomp him. That is their only chance to beat him.
Yeah, that is their chance. Draven's up 50 CS and 5 kills. We do see a fight potentially breaking out in the jungle. It is a 3v3 right now. Draven is there.
Garen's coming in too, but Draven is just picking up kill after kill. His team is doing such a good job of letting him get the last hits on people, even though he's doing quite a lot of the damage himself.
Yes, all the gold is genuinely just getting funneled into him.
This is kind of the dream Draven game.
It is, and Valpo has to look for a lot of other things. Draven and Poppy are going to be able to take the tier 1 mid tower.
They're taking this tower. They're going to look for Herald, and I think they're going to try and break open tier 2 with that.
And breaking open tier 2 is not a good sentence for Valpo at this point, just because of how bigger threat that gives. Valpo taking a quick look at Vision score, because I find that interesting as you look into higher levels of play. We see that the Poppy does have about 8 Vision score up on top of the Rel. And overall, I think we've seen a lot of these ganks that could have probably just have been prevented if a little bit more vision, or a little bit more a stronger use of vision was used, especially on bot side.
Renekton is in that bush, and I don't think Dreadful knows. Now he does. But
now he does.
I'm pretty sure Dreadful could kill this Renekton right now. I'm pretty sure he could do it.
Oh,
Because
100%.
there's nobody from CSU on this side of the map right now.
The only
And,
problem is I
it
don't
looks
think
like
Dreadful.
Renekton wants the smoke, so they're going at it. But Renekton just doesn't have anything to deal with this guy, and Dreadful's gonna hit him with a Q and then ult him, and he's gonna explode, just like we kind of watched.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dreadful at this point becoming all.
And now watch this split push because he's got 6 grubs. He's got 6 grubs. And he's going to back up because he thinks that the rest of CSU is there too. But that Garen is scary. That Garen is scary too. I think this is kind of a hope that Garen can jump on Draven.
If Garen gets a jump on Draven with a good ult, we say bye Nara to Draven's HP. We do see that we see the Law being slightly in a dangerous position, but using the Q again to get out to safety. We haven't mentioned it, but with both teams having 1 dragon each, we do see that it's Cloud Soul. A scary choice on, I would say, a lot of these champions,
Scary
especially
on Draven. Scary on Draven.
Scary on Garen too. The very fact.
Oh,
we do see the engage go out on the Draven.
Huge. That is huge. They're trying to punish the confidence from Scrum McLord here, and they are gonna get the shutdown on Draven, but Sivir's gonna go down just before getting that kill. But I think that Dreadful might kill Renekton again in a second.
And I was gonna say, even like, again, you traded one for one.
I think it's about to happen. Directed camera.
Let's see.
Can we see this?
Directed cam. What are we gonna see here? We might even just see this tower.
He's just hitting the tower.
We're gonna see 6. We're gonna see 6 scrubs in the Law that came down for an absolutely perfect gank.
He just ate that. He did not care. He just said, "Give me the turret. I'll take it to go. I'll see you later." So that's definitely good for Valpo to get a turret down. That brings the gold. The gold difference a couple seconds ago was around 7,000. Now it's less than 5,000. So Valpo is moving in the right direction at least.
Valpo 100% agree, and we haven't talked about it, but I feel like now it's something to be worth mentioning, especially with that 1,000 gold shutdown that Super Bear was able to achieve. Super Bear is at 2 items and boots at 4-0. We were worried a little bit about the Amumu earlier, but Zach is still a very big threat, and the fact that both tanks have kind of received a lot of the gold from this is just saying about how tanky that their team can be, which I think could maybe be a potential victory for both of them being able to hold out long enough for their supports to actually do damage. And we see Super Bear with the knockup.
It is really unfortunate that 1,000 gold shutdown went on Zach and not Sivir.
Yeah. It looked, Valpo was trying to give it to Sivir, but unfortunately,
it just didn't work out.
Sivir died just a tiny bit early. We did see though that Draven did also end up using, or Scrub McLord ended up using Barrier as well, trying to stay alive in that fight.
We do see going in again, but Poppy manages to take down the Zach jump, and that is one of Poppy's biggest strengths in this match.
The Amumu potential Q nearly hit, but we are seeing that Dreadful. We are seeing Dreadful just push top. We are seeing Dreadful push topside, forcing the Renekton unleash TP, and with Baron beat up in about a minute. That's a really good use of that unleashed TP from Valpo.
I'm not sure if Valpo can fight this Baron. I don't know if they have a way to reliably deal with Raven, because the problem is Poppy stops most of Valpo's engage.
Yeah,
Poppy says we can't jump on Draven with thank God he didn't go in there.
Poppy says we can't jump on Draven.
Can't jump on Draven. We can't use Rel either to jump on Draven. So it's going to be important to just bait out that Poppy grounding ability, and then.
Yeah, but I was gonna. We do see the back on the Ziggs. It does look like that there's potential towards getting Dragon, but we also don't see a lot of wards from blue side around Baron, other than in the opposing jungler's pit. Baron now officially opening up. We do see that Renekton is here alone, but Valpo does not have enough vision to be able to confirm that. So Valpo is just going to.
Valpo has the damage to do Baron either.
I mean, the Garen does do Garen does do a good bit, but again, I have to agree with you. I think it's just too tanky.
X getting chased down and around. I'm not sure what's about to happen here. I think CSU is going to look to start Baron, because they can definitely Baron. They can really start automating Baron. Raven is going to make that guy explode.
Yeah, I was gonna say we do see that both Ziggs and Hui do have their on enhanced DPM, so something crazy happens. We see that the Q does land. The Q does land on the Rel, but again, it's not a really good engage, so they're not going to take it. Oh, we do see the Poppy does get stunned.
Might get caught out here.
Poppy is getting caught out. Scrubbic Lord trying to throwing down the damage and is just absolutely deleting the low. Dreadful focusing.
Will he do enough to take him down? No, he gets hit away by Poppy at the last second to stop his ult, and this is gonna be a dominant team fight from CSU.
We are seeing the enhanced TP being thrown down by by Jakimbo, but it's just not. It's just not enough. And it does look like CSU is gonna take Baron. All right, in terms of kind of re-looking at that, Valpo Esports definitely getting a good start, but even after they got a good start, they didn't have enough information.
To be honest, it's just so hard to deal with this Poppy Draven, because Poppy's so good at protecting Draven from anything Valpo can kind of throw, where it's like, oh, Rel engage, Zac engage. Poppy can just say, no, that doesn't work. And then when you do get Garen kind of running right at Draven, Poppy's able to ult Garen away out of the fight to protect Draven, which is really strong.
Yeah, just being able, again, when you have one strong person in any team, Poppy can just tell them to not be. Poppy can just tell them not to be there anymore. We do see another slight engage going in on top side, not enough damage to make anything happen, but. If Valpo Esports can continue to minion steal and get there, we are looking for potential turnaround. Jakimbo does have to look for a back here after getting hit by one auto and half of Draven's ultimate.
That really hurts. Draven is at 4 items currently, and he is just amazing at blowing up those squishier champions.
Give us 1 second. Pardon the interruption. And so as we continue to see here again, we do see Ziggs throwing out stuff. Cloud Dragon is up, but with the Baron power play that CSU has, there's no reason for them to do anything else other than to try to keep pushing. We do see Super Bear trying to do some damage to Renekton, or at the very least negate the push, but we are going to see that they're continuing to push in. We do see the Amumu. And as we continue, we see the fight. We see the Huayal. We see the Ziggs all back. Super Bear does go down, and Diadem also does. Nearly knocks out the Amumu. But unfortunately not able to do much. Dreadful is taking out Garen, but there's not enough to ensure that anything happens. We see
staying alive, just barely, and we'll see if he can stop this siege of Valpo's base by CSU. But things are looking grim.
Things do look pretty rough, but it's not over until the last spell has been cast. And unfortunately, Jakimbo does fall.
Found him. And that is.
We have people coming back up. It could be close. It's again not over until the Nexus is destroyed. We are seeing Valpo do a valiant effort.
Valpo is pushing them back. I don't know if they can stop Renekton. And all these minions.
Come on. Valpo Esports is trying to edge it up. The minions are there, nearly killing the Nexus. We do see the Sivir end up getting the triple kill, and we see the Draven all being thrown down mid side. So anything can still happen.
Anything can happen. Valpo
Nexus there.
Fight another day.
However, there is a blue ward. There is a blue ward in base. And
somebody, I would guess somebody's going to TP to that.
We need a Super Bear or a.
They need to sweep that blue ward.
Yes. And both Renekton and Ziggs do have their all enhanced TP up, so we do need to see. we do need to hope for a sweeper from both. And
Oh
unfortunately, it
nope,
doesn't look like
there
there's
goes
anything.
Ziggs. Oh no.
There's a Ziggs going in for
Valpo's
the.
gonna try and stop
There's
him, but it is not gonna be
it's
enough.
not. And with
And
the with
he's
the with
gonna
the backdoor
get the back door.
with the backdoor TP, CSU does take that first win, or does take the first win in the series, making it 0-1. Um, and with that, Valpo played a really good game, but the Draven was just way
Yeah,
too
he
strong
was
in order to
very, very
actually.
far ahead. That was a very good game from Scrub McLord. So we'll see you back after this break for game 2. And we're back with draft for game 2. So quick ban overview. Bans stay the same from CSU. They think they did pretty well last game, so they're just going to run it back. A couple adjustments from Valpo. We're taking out the Draven. Completely understandable about after last game. Ziggs as well. And we're going to see Wukong come out from the Vikings. And they're the Vikings, right?
I believe so. Yes, they are the Vikings.
And it's we're going to see a Moo from Valpo. So swapping of the jungle pick to deny the Moo. That's a pretty good strategy. I like that.
Or potentially swapping to support. You gotta
Yeah,
keep a
true.
little bit of a potential blind pick in there. We do see the Ezreal. It is one of Diadem's. We've seen recently one of Diadem's kind of overall solid, comfy picks. And especially the enhanced mobility is going to be very helpful, especially on Wukong. In case anything happens, Ezreal will be able to very quickly maneuver himself back to.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Ezreal is pretty good at getting away from Wukong. A teleport can kind of get you out of his threat range back under your tower. I think they're gonna look to pick a really safe lane here. That would be my guess. Is something very, very safe.
And we're gonna see the Jhin pick. Well, Jin's really good right now in terms of being an ADC, and again, just being very safe. We do see the Jhin Rakan. Again, we are looking for a lot of engage and then Jhin to capitalize on the engage with a good W, and then hopefully get a. For I think what CSU was trying to think of is get 2 shots, hold down the third, poke it once elsewhere, and then W a fourth shot, and then say bye to anyone. But with that being said, we do see the Nautilus pick from Valpo's end just again securing the idea of just a good engage and decent follow for Ezreal with a good WQ, just being a strong pick from both sides as we go into ban phase second half. Mid lane is available for both sides as well as top side. We are going to see that Valpo does ban the Galio, and which is a pretty good choice. Even though with an AD meta kind of running the Rift a little bit right now, just an AP holder like Galio just being very strong right now.
I like Nautilus into Rakan because you can just get an auto off pretty easily once he dashes into you and get him rooted back out too easily. Nectin and Garen both taken out, so total top lane shakeup from what we were seeing last game.
I was gonna say when we see CSU. CSU does have the final ban. If it's going to go top lane or if it's going to go mid lane. It's going to go top lane with the Aatrox. Again, very, very solid overall. A solid ban all across the board. Aatrox, as soon as Aatrox starts becoming a problem, he can spiral so quickly out of control. The amount of just Omnivamp on any good Q hit, and then add onto the Omnivamp from his ultimate, and he just becomes an actual demon at that point. I know we haven't seen it for a little bit. But Ari definitely is just an overall good pick. Pretty comfortable, and also again mobility. I think Jimbo is realizing that like if he was stuck out, if he missed any of his 3E abilities, there was nothing for him to do. W gives you movement speed buff, but it's not anything to write home about. We do see the Aurora pick for CSU, and while it can be a flex mid top, usually I've been seeing more Aurora's top side than I've been seeing mid, so I would expect to see Aurora top, and we see the final pick from CSU shortly. If they're, I mean, they have the tank, they have the AD. Oh, we see the Oriana mid. Well, we have 3 seconds left, but we see the Ori mid just being really strong. Oriana top,
No, Aurora top.
Aurora top. I was like, maybe I missed the meta, but I was like Oriana
Aurora
top,
top.
Aurora top, Oriana mid. We see the Yone. Really, honestly, really good into that. As long as if Valpo continues to choose it, I'm going to talk as if they did. The Yone just are really good because that ultimate can just go right in between. The ultimate goes right in between any knockup or stun from the Amumu or Nautilus or even a good charm from the Ari. And so with this kind of being said, we have the full drafts now, both sides, and a pretty decent mixture of damage. Again, we see that the Ari obviously magic, Ezreal AD, and then everyone else kind of has their bits and pieces. Kind of talking to the team a tiny bit, and also just your personal things. What do you think we're going to look at going into this one?
I'm thinking that our bot lane is going to try and play a little safer than last time. It's very easy to disengage when you have Nautilus on your team. You can hit a nice root with an auto attack, and then he can Q himself away. I'm really unfamiliar with Aurora, so I'm excited to see how this Aurora Yone matchup goes top lane. Oriana Ari, I think Oriana has more pressure in lane, but Oriana brings more to team fights. But I think Amumu can kind of make up for that a little bit because Amumu's a great team fighter, as we saw last game.
Yeah, and I 100% agree with you. The Oriana and the Wukong is kind of scary, especially because Wukong get a good knockup, and then Oriana throws her ball, and then she ults, and then brings all of them close together. And then which just means Aurora can pop her ult on top of them, making sure that they all can't leave. But with that being said, we are going to hop into a quick break as we let both teams kind of get started, and we'll see you back for the second match of the GLEC conference, CSU versus Valpo.
GLEC. We're here with Game 2 of our match versus CSU. Hoping that we can get this one going off to a little bit of a better start than last game. We kind of stumbled a little bit early and paid for it later, but hopefully we can learn from our mistakes. We did get spotted on this invade, I think. Oh,
We got,
he
oh,
hit him.
we do see the law landing the early ability. And again, just throwing out a quick ward and then leaving. CSU is going to take that opportunity to counter ward inside of jungle. We also do see that Jin did throw a ward also down bot side. And just again, that Aurora Q hitting that early electric Q, and then just giving her that extra spirit, kind of chunking Yone just a tiny bit before we start. So in terms of just kind of like looking at general map happenings, we see once again that we have the Infernal is our first dragon of the game this one. So
I think Valpo really wants Infernals. This comp does so much damage.
And any extra damage is just absolutely, the extra AP and AD is just so good. And again, it's just a fun little time. We do see again since Jakimbo did go Q. Oh, and that's gonna be a spirit pullback. Oh yeah, so for Aurora's a funny champion. That as soon as she hits one side of her Q, I believe that it's just basically a permanent that she can just permanently bring it back. We're gonna see the Jin using the forward. We do see the double knockup from the Rakan, and that is once again going to give Scrub McLord and the Rakan first level.
Scrub McLord on Jin's just not the same.
I know.
It's just way better when. Dude, I think the name fit Draven.
Again, we're gonna see the Yone just taking a lot of damage. We do see Super Bear going in looking for a potential engage on the Orianna. Orianna really doesn't have much ways in terms of disengage from this fight. We are gonna see the Super Bear miss, and it does look like that they're just gonna push him out of lane.
But that's good. It's gonna let Jakimbo get a little bit of a leg up in CS here.
Every
Dreadful
little bit
is kind of confined to under his tower right now. That's kind of the pain of fighting against a ranged top laner as a melee. He's not really gonna get to leave that purgatory until he gets a little bit higher level and can run her down with his E. I'm thinking we're gonna see a TP back to lane. He's got a BF sword, not a BF sword, long sword and another potion. So that'll help him out a little bit.
That will help him out. We do see that the Wukong did end up just going pure pet, no potion. A little interesting to see. And we also do see the Aurora does take a back TP to get Amp Tome and a control ward. So both top laners just grabbing just a tiny bit of their piece. We do see that the root does get.
They're just layering so much CC on Diadem.
And we are going to see the Law does look to try to. The Law does look to try to hold.
He's living, but we see a Mumu coming in from the sidelines.
We see Mumu coming in, and I don't think.
Oh, nice! That's a nice stun on Aqualad. Can he hit another one? Oh no, barely misses the other one. And
Valpo does have to. Valpo does have to be
careful. Gonna back up, but that's they didn't die.
They didn't.
Wukong is invisible top lane.
They didn't, but also to add on to it. That was a successful trade on Valpo's part. Jin did burn both Ghost Flash and Rakan didn't burn Ignite versus just a Barrier Ignite from Diadem and the Law respectively. So all in all, not a horribly bad trade. Also kind of resetting the map in preparation for about 20 seconds before first dragon is up.
And bot lane is already off to such a better start than last game.
Yes, there is no. It's definitely not ideal.
We're coming around from the sides. He's gonna hit the surprise Q, and first blood's gonna go to Ezreal. That is huge for Valpo this game.
Valpo Esports taking the first blood with an absolutely amazing Absolutely amazing gig. We are going to see Dreadful go in and try to do as much damage as possible. Trade with the Ezreal, flash trading.
He needs to be
Um,
very careful right now.
he does need to be very careful. There also is a conversation of mana, though, from the Aurora. Aurora did look like she just used
Yeah,
her
Aurora's
last
really
Q.
low on mana.
And I was going to say, if Yone is able to hit 6 first,
Yeah,
one
that's a
good
big
combo,
change.
one good combo is all you need. Dreadful showing that even though range top lane matchup is not the best, that extra shield from Yone probably was already enough to keep him alive for that fight. And we do see that Dreadful does take the level 6 lead first. With this wave crash, excuse me, Dreadful is going to back and probably look to get at least a bait component for item.
And he's probably gonna. Does Longsword build into BF Sword?
Yes.
Oh,
No.
he's gonna get the
BF
Vamp
Sword.
Scepter.
I apologize. BF Sword is its own now.
That's
1300.
what I thought. But he's gonna get Vampiric Scepter, and that's gonna help him stay in lane a little bit longer against this range stop. The Law and Super Bear taking the Grubs. Valpo's gonna get a nice head start on Grubs this game.
Once again, Valpo continuing their lead on
There's
Grubs.
a lone bot lane, and I'm sure he knows. I'm sure he knows that he's alone, so he's gonna play it safe with his dash. It's at least for Con CC is pretty telegraphed. Oh, but this is gonna be a big engaged mid lane.
We are. We do see the Orianna did ult, was not very successful. And we do see the multiple CC engages go off.
Kimbo
again,
is gonna run down Orianna here.
I think Jakimbo is just trying to debate.
Hold on.
Oh, Jakimbo will end up getting the kill, and I don't know if that was enough to get a reach. That was not enough to get a recharge on Jakimbo's ult, but we are going to see that
Wukong goes in for revenge, but he is going to get taken down by a Mumu. So Jakimbo goes down, but that was pretty good for Valpo, especially with Dragon up right now. He got robbed.
I feel bad for Dia them there.
That's a messed up hitbox.
That was
That's
like a frame earlier,
fault.
and that would have been a lot extra damage.
Dreadful is trying to run down Aurora, but she's got the fancy feet and not quite getting hit by the stuff that Dreadful needs her to be. But he's saving his ult. He's low, and if I know Dreadful, he's actually going to coin flip this.
And it does look like we're going to see the coin flip here.
Here it goes.
Come on, Dreadful.
No.
And it's so close, but Dreadful does fall to the Aurora. Again, Dreadful, I think Dreadful realized that while it was nice, it was just not going to be exactly enough. If he had hit that Q earlier, I think that extra damage would have just been enough.
Wukong's ult is down for this fight, and a Mumu hits a big ult on Scrum McLord.
We see Jakimbo
layering CC ability after CC ability on the enemy ADC, and Dynam and Ari are picking up a lot of gold here. Lots of gold.
I was gonna say we love seeing Jakimbo's back in his step now. No more of this O and anything other than O and O. He's 3-1, a tiny bit down on CS, but again, kills make up for 15 CS per, and this means that Valpo does look to have a pretty easy first Dragon, really helping solidify the lead. We do see that Valpo at this point does have about a 1.5. I would expect it to go like 1.8k gold lead going in. And with
Dreadful does need to. He's going in. This is just what you want on Yone when you're into a ranged top laner. You want to get these engaged where you get right on top of them. But that does turn out to be a negative trade for Dreadful. Aurora's got a lot of regen with the Doran's band and the refill pot, so this is just kind of rough for Dreadful here.
I was gonna say, quick question: does Yone usually go Mercury treads? Or does he go Steel Cat?
No, he has to go Berserkers.
Berserker's Greaves? Okay.
I think. He might go Steel Cat. Maybe he can go MR Boots. I don't know. I'll check that up. I'll check on that.
I was going to say, as a mid laner, I hate seeing the Wind Brothers anyways. They always just feel like they do a crazy bit of damage. But I know that sometimes boot options are a lot more flexible, but I don't know how much more they were. And even though with this this kind of negative matchup, we are seeing that Dreadful is just about 14 CS down, or 13 CS down from the Aurora. Not necessarily the best, but also considering like the state of how ahead Aurora should be, not bad. Not a bad performance from Dreadful at all this game.
I have checked, and Yone usually rushes Berserker's Greaves. but it looks like he went to Vamp Scepter this game just to get a little bit more sustain into this ranged matchup.
Okay, and it does look like we have both junglers had the same idea of a potential dive, and we do see Super trying to go in, not able to land his Q because of the Aurora W, but the Spirit Form being put off cooldown for a little bit. Looking at the map right now, it is all 5 of Valpo Esports have been shown on the top side, while only 4 of GSU are on have been shown on map.
Oh, and Valpo might actually get the grubs again this game. Wukong's going to come and try and steal them, but the Law is so tanky right now. We're going to see the TP from Yone coming in. Can Yone pick up some kills in this fight and kind of drag himself back into this game? Oh, and he hits a huge ult. He hits him. He hits.
Everyone is low, but this is not enough. It's not enough to.
Invisible? What doesn't this champ do?
Aurora is a funny champion. Yeah, her W from her she does like a tiny bit of a hop, and she also goes invisible for a short period of time.
That is 6 grubs for Valpo, which is a big factor to try and get an advantage here. And Yone, I think he's gonna get some. I think he's gonna get some Voidlings out right here, hitting this turret if he clears this wave fast enough top lane.
I was to say, yeah, looking at that engage, that was a very worthwhile engage, and we see the Law just throwing down the Q, hitting, I would say, almost at the max range to be able to get out of that engage.
That was clutch.
And taking a quick look at just, again, abilities being used, because that always is also a good tell of how things happen. We do see that GCU did burn 2 ults, and it looks like a flash in that engage. Valpo did burn enhanced TP and 3 ults, but again, trading 1 extra ult for Void Grubs.
Right now, that's kind of scary if you're Dreadful.
Oh, they'll do the Aurora be double buff, yeah. But hey, Dreadful is matching it with the double buff of his own. It does look like Aurora is going to get a plate in here, just barely from the extra damage from the minions. And Valpo Esports
trying to go in. This Aurora's doing a really good job of dodging the Qs and just keeping him off that Q3.
Oh, and we do see the Law throwing out a nice.
The supports are just having some fun. Like they're just having some fun. Neither of them were gonna kill the other there.
Yeah, you have 2 supports that are dedicated to. It
looks like we might see Super Bear come over the wall. He's turning on his crying. He wants to go in.
Aurora.
Oh, Dreadful's just gonna get this solo.
And Aurora was low, but she did have all, and it does look like that there is Wukong
here. They have found Wukong.
But the Law is at the perfect place at the right time. And the sadness from Super Bear actually is what ended up getting that second kill.
I know that made Dreadful sad more than anybody else.
Instead of, Amumu is perpetually sad according to the game lore, but in that moment, Dreadful did take on a moment of sadness.
Oh, Diadem going for the 1v1.
We have two fights going on right now. We are seeing the TP from Aurora going in. Jakimbo is being put on a lot of damage.
Jakimbo takes one, gets another charge.
But Jakimbo
they're gonna get Aurora too. I bet they're gonna get Aurora here.
They're gonna get Aurora here. Jakimbo does fall, which was just a tiny bit of extra damage. But we do see Jakimbo even in death is able to also kill the Aurora. So not necessarily that was
pretty
worst.
good for Valpo across the board.
That was.
Wukong was doing Dragon for a second, but it looks like he's backed off. Rift Herald is up, and I'm not sure which objective Valpo's going to go for first. Super Bear is alone in the middle of these two enemies, and he's just going to solo Jin. You know Amumu's in a weird spot when he's doing stuff like that. When Amumu is doing stuff like this in the meta.
Yeah, that's just an absolutely
he
absurd.
He should not be allowed to one-shot that enemy.
And Dreadful just doing absolutely huge tower damage. And again,
6 grubs are
6 grubs is just absolutely enormous. I was gonna say, yeah, Super Bear trading that. Even though Wukong is alive, Wukong was so low that Wukong at least has to do some cancel before getting back to doing a dragon. And we are gonna see Dreadful attempting to kill tower, not necessarily doing enough, but definitely chunking it out a good bit more.
And even if he just hits it a couple times and spawns his voidlings on it, that's still really helpful.
I am gonna say, even though Valpo Esports is significantly up in terms of kills, Valpo needs to be more proactive in terms of ensuring that they're having a really strong CS game. Um, Diadem is down 50 CS from the Jhin, and even though they're up 2 kills, we do see the alt trade top side, Aurora alt for Dreadful alt, and with a potential with an objective beat up, burning the Aurora alt is actually a more worthwhile trade. We are seeing Jakimbo nearly getting caught out. We do see the Law flash over, and we see Super Bear also throw down the Q and just doing absolutely doing even more damage. Not able to fully catch out the Orianna, but with the jungler being down and out for this engage, it does look like that it could be a potential dragon. We do see the Orianna ult being thrown in. Law throws down his Q to try to do some extra damage.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
And with that, we do see we see Scrub McLord end up taking. Scrub McLord does end up
Kimbo is
taking.
looking to chunk out Brianna here, and Dreadful is running down Aurora, but he's struggling a little bit to hit these enhanced Qs.
The enhanced Qs are the one things that are doing him in. Scrub McLord does end up taking Super Bear out with a W, but we are seeing.
Oh, that was so close.
We see Ezreal nearly able to snipe the Rakan.
Here comes Dreadful. He's going to take the turret. And then he's going to beat up Aurora. That's his plan.
All right, he took the turret. Got that extra gold is very much well liked. And with now Amumu being down, it does look like GCU might be looking to take Cloud Dragon. I will say from Valpo Esports' end, once again, as always, kind of looking back on the previous fight, there was no reason for Super Bear to be so far in without an additional teammate. Right where Scrub McLord is, genuinely, Super Bear could have just turned in, probably gone for Dragon, and been really safe there.
But queuing people as Amumu is fun.
It is.
That's always kind of that gets you sometimes. You're like, wouldn't it be so much fun if I just hit the stun on this guy? And
We're seeing.
Not sure what. Oh, that's a little odd.
Yeah, a little.
That's a little odd.
A little bit not necessarily in the fun budget.
Positioning from you guys. It's gonna work, but like.
It's gonna work, but it shouldn't work. And we do see the Aurora does.
Oh, Aurora is absolutely. That was really well played. But
that was well played by the Aurora.
Valpo does need to calm down a little bit. Sometimes you get these games where you lost last game, you start coming back, and then you get your hopes up, and you start acting a little silly. Valpo needs to lock in.
Valpo, yeah, the as you said last game, back Monday, the troll budget is not here right now.
We have no funds.
We have no funds for a troll budget. We have funds for fun, but not funds for a troll budget.
This is a tight game. Valpo's up 4 kills and we have 6 grubs, but we're down gold again. We're down by about 900 gold. But at least this time it's not focused on any one member of the enemy team. It's pretty evenly spread out. There's no one hyper carry, which I think is part of the big struggle last game.
Yes, agreed. Just the strong hyper carry game is just always it's a win or a lose. You either are able to catch them out and the hyper carry is able to get a trade 1-for-1, but then a 4v4 the teams kind of trade a lot more evenly.
You either do it or you don't.
And I'm not a gambling man, but I would prefer, if I can get higher odds, I'd prefer them. But we do see GCU trying to burn down Rift Herald. We do see that. Go ahead.
I don't know what Valpo has to say about this. I think Valpo's going to leave. I don't think we have anything to say about this.
No, Valpo's not looking for anything too crazy here, it looks like.
Still not used to there only being one Rift Herald.
It is crazy. At this point it starts feeling a little natural, but I have to agree. It's like, wait, there were 2 and then there weren't. It's like how you taught me earlier about that there was the hidden Renekton passive, and also back in the olden days, the ability to have for an infinitely scaling item. We are seeing Dreadful just go absolutely ham on the Aurora.
This
Wukong does look to try.
Yone. with his boots. So
Wukong is trying to look for.
I think he's gonna get taken down here, but
We see Super Bear come in.
And Super Bear's coming in, and he's beating him up. He's beating up the clone. I'm sure he knows that one's a clone. Oh, he needs to hit his ultimate.
And he hits the ultimate, and the Law is also here being able to ensure
right,
that kill happens.
He's got this.
Again, now we see it from GCU. The idea that in trying to at least salvage a play, they make it worse. Genuinely, if you would have come in with both Wukong and Jin at the same time, you probably would have looked for a better trade. But Valpo was the one to say thank you to that trade. And we see the Law going in, unfortunately not being able to connect too much because of the maneuverability of the Rakan. But we are seeing that with the enhanced wrist scuttle being used, trying to help clear a lot of that vision in preparation for a Baron play.
And after our stream on Monday, Dreadful actually texted me and said, I had no idea that Renekton generated 50% more Fury while below half health. And he has played more Renekton than anyone I know. So that is like a secret. That is like a very little known fact.
It's a genuine tech. And speaking about techs, we are seeing that you commented earlier, and I had to agree 100%. Super Bear is holding now a lot of the team's gold, but for a tank character, he's able to do a surprisingly amount of damage.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's better to do that on a Mumu than Zac, because Zac doesn't.
And so looking into this Cleveland State and Valpo kind of looking to be around this dragon as it's about to come. We see the Aurora pops.
She's just jumping around. How are you even supposed to catch her?
Aurora's skip hippity hoppity, tiny proper. Oh. And we see the dreadful
That's how you catch her.
enhanced all into ultimate. This does mean that Dreadful is going to be low, not being able to do too much. But we do see Super Bear and everyone just absolutely charming the Rakan, not allowing any play to happen there. We're going to get the
Nautilus knockup and ultimate on the Wukong, chunking him out. It's going to be much more dangerous for him to come in and try and get an ult.
Yes, very very dangerous indeed. Cleveland State not playing that with the best. We do see Jakimbo doing a perfectly timed flash to get out. And with the Spirit Essence steal.
And that's a good catch on Orianna there. And Dreadful's over the wall. Yone has become very, very strong now. This is like when you're at about an item and a half with your boots on Yone, now you can run people down pretty easy.
I was gonna say it was tragic to watch the Law fall to a Leandri's burn, but for a trade overall of 3 kills to 3 to 1 and Dragon being gotten, not necessarily a bad trade. We do see Super Bear just trying to have some fun on the Rakan. Nothing happening right now, but still clearing vision. And now I think Cleveland and Valpo are both going to be looking towards a potential Baron play in the next few minutes.
The Baron take is definitely better for Valpo. I think it's honestly kind of a struggle for CSU to take Baron. Don't really have a very fast attacking marksman.
I would say we're hoping I think if you're Valpo, you're hoping that you're going to see an Aurora or Ori ult being used in like a 1v1, and you're somehow if you're able to turn the tides in that fight, you're going to be a happy camper.
Yep. I think we're gonna see these two maybe fight again. They've been fighting a whole lot.
Yes, they do like to have the fun. We do see the Wukong also going up. Dreadful being a good top laner, keeping an eye on that mini map, ensuring that nothing happens. We do see Super Bear. Super Bear is nearby.
He's going in.
Super Bear does hit the clone. I think.
Oh, where is Root Herald going?
Where's the Shelly going?
Are they going to take out Herald before it hits the tower?
They're going to take out Herald.
Why did it start walking backwards? Honestly, I kind of feel for CSU on that one. I don't know why it started walking backwards.
It had to have a little fun, had to do a little dance. And again, we are seeing, though, that Dreadful, especially now that Aurora does have Storm Surge, chunking Dreadful out and doing a really big chunk of damage. We are also seeing that in terms of just towers, GCU is slightly, or CSU, my bad, is doing a lot in terms of taking out towers slowly
CSU's
but surely.
very good at taking towers. We noticed that last game too. But Jakimbo might catch out the Rakan here. That guy's tanky.
We are gonna see the Aurora ult used, Aurora ult and the Aurora Flash being used to disengage. Dreadful's ult being used here as well. However, though, not necessarily the worst trade as you're looking to trade a team fight ult for kind of a more 1v1. In terms of looking at the general gold on both sides, we do see that Dreadful is up about 1,500, 1,600. Umumu up also about 1,500 as well. Mid laner's about even, and the Scrub McLord taking the most amount of gold on their team, but also about a 3,000 gold lead from
he has the most gold in the game. Scrub McLord, I think, is playing very, very well this series.
Yes, Scrub McLord with their consistent CS, and they are 75 CS above Diadem right now, and as we just kind of see it's kind of a 2-2-1 split right now. Orianna is at the bottom of the map, but Ori does have her TP. Same with Jakimbo in case a Baron fight does look to start breaking out. Again, Valpo's really trying to look for just a pick right now, and if a pick happens, they're going to feel a lot more confident in trying to start a Baron play. Some messages going on from the team just about like what's going to be happening. It does look like we might have a potential engage. We do see that the charm does go in, and
wow, they had that guy stunned for a long time.
They did, but we also.
That is gonna. I think Valpo is gonna start Baron here. They did just see 3 members of CSU down bot lane, so I think this is an opportune time to start Baron.
And also, to add on to that, just a significant amount of ults being used by CSU. They're chasing Diadem down and just barely able.
Oh, and Valpo backed off the Baron.
Interesting choice. We are gonna see the throw up. We see the big knock up from Super Rare for the stun, but just no one to help capitalize on that fight, and Valpo's slowly getting picked off in this final fight here. Gla does throw down,
wow,
and
that is a brutal ace from CSU, and they're gonna
look
do
like
some solid damage to Valpo's base here, most likely.
Jakimbo trying to prevent any more damage, but unfortunately it is looking like that Cleveland is trying to end.
Jakimbo is doing a good job though. He's clearing the waves. Oh, and we see Diadem come back, fire an ult to push him out.
Try to do some
Valpo
extra damage.
Will save a Nexus turret.
And it looks like that's exactly what they're trying to do. GCU genuinely playing that very. GCU played that very well. And that flash last second, to secure the Aurora kill. It does look like we have Yone TPing the Baron. Not maybe necessarily the best, unless Yone at this point does have 2 if not 3 items and trying to start clearing vision. It is going to be a 4v5. And we see the root come in. We see the slight damage. We see the Wukong trying to do some extra. Dreadful looking to.
They're stacking CS in this Wukong, and they really need to try and get this kill on him, but he is going to make it out. Valpo back off the Baron once again.
And we do see that Jin did not end up executing the law. And the law with their Warmogs is already back up to 4.
They're going down from either side, but Dreadful is still on the Baron, and Aurora has TP'd mid lane, but Jakimbo is there to do a ton of damage to Aurora.
Jakimbo's there to chunk them out really quickly. And from both sides, a lot of abilities being used, and kind of a lot of talk, but not a lot of actual kills happening from either side in that engage, which is not necessarily a bad thing. We are going to see Super Bear throw down a Q. It does look like that GCU is trying to do Baron right now. is kind of a risky pick, but they are also looking now to back off of it. As both teams kind of look to reset. GCU is up. GSU is up slightly in terms of gold, about 29,300. We do see this. We do see that Ocean Dragon is up right now, but I think that both teams would agree that a Baron, if you're able to get a Baron, it's a lot stronger of a pick. But we do see three members of Cleveland trying to go for a dragon. They're able to successfully take it.
This game is kind of at a standstill. Like, that was a really bad. That went really badly for Valpo a couple minutes ago when they lost a lot of their base, but not a ton has happened since then. These fights have been really even.
And genuinely, the fact that they lost the mid inhibitor is obviously not the best, but it also means that they were able to clear those enhanced super minion waves faster than if they were on the side waves. Or at least not commit as much time to having someone go attend to those waves and back. So in terms of this vector, what do you think we need to, what's Valpo's winning move for them to secure a Baron or
take
win?
Fights as 5. I feel like we haven't seen a ton of fights as 5 this game. I think it's been a lot. Here's a 2v5 and then a 3v5. Taking fights as 5 would be a big boom for Valpo, I think. And then if we can get a Baron, we can take out some turrets. But we only have one turret right now.
And that was the top tier 1 turret. That was the top tier 1 turret that was taken by Dreadful quite a while ago now. Yeah, we are hitting the 30-minute mark at this point, and no barons have been gotten quite yet. But it does look like it is a two.
Both teams are posturing around Baron pretty heavily right now.
With it looks like 3 to 4, 3v4, but we do see again that the Ahri ult is ready. Looks like Ahri is trying to catch that final wave before heading back. Ezreal, we do see the Ezreal ult being thrown mid-wave. Probably just trying to gain some additional information, also see if he can pick up a few extra minion kills. In terms of a quick CS score, we are looking as both. I think everyone on both, everyone but supports on both teams have now all hit their 3-item spikes. Just being a little scary now, as I would say each champion is now fully online. We see the Dreadful using the Spirit form to allow for safer word clearing. We see Super Bear out. We do see that it looks like that not. We see that Sunday is going to happen. We do see the TP from Dreadful looking like to ask his team to go in. Dreadful does pop the Spirit form here.
That's
an absolutely big knockup by Dreadful. Unfortunately, though, not enough damage being done to secure anything. We do see Rakan trying to go in for some extra damage. Super Bear trying to do as much damage as he can, but not too much happening. That Q damage, though, absolutely big on Jakimbo here. Trying to look and see if they can prevent something, but it does look like that Cleveland is going to take this as a Baron play.
Valpo's inhibitor is back up, which is that's at least a little bit good. The silver lining is they have their inhibitor back, so there's not going to be any Baron super minions right now.
We do see the Ahri. Jakimbo is towards Baron right now, trying to look to see if there's a potential play here. Baron is at 5,000 HP, and Wukong is there. We are going to see Jakimbo getting rid of the Aurora here. Baron is low. We do see the Jhin is up.
And he's popping ult again. Can he make this happen?
We do see that the law is here as an extra supportive. As extra support, the Orianna actually.
Oh, they're so low. Oh.
Orianna and Wukong at very low HP, but we do see that the Jhin is able to poke off Jakimbo.
That was a big gamble, and it almost paid off.
when you start to get a little bit behind like this, you have to start looking for gambles. And Jakimbo, that was a genuinely, I think, good play from
I
Jakimbo,
think so
depending on the
too.
state.
That was just so close.
Yeah, just the game. Just again, one or two more autos, or one thing that needed to, one tiny thing that needed to go right for Jakimbo to go absolutely. Just give it a crazy. And we do see the Dreadful.
Big pick from Dreadful. If he can take out the ADC here, that'll be huge for.
Dreadful does take it, and again, Dreadful using just the ultimate, and Jin burning flash in that little
his Ghost is
exchange.
down too, so Jin currently has no sums, but Dreadful is gonna get hit in the head by an Ori ability.
Chunking him. We're gonna see the TP from Ari, looking like that there's gonna be potential engage from the log going in.
Oh, Orianna is in her Zonias and is gonna explode right after coming out. This is a good fight, but they're hitting some good CC, and their CSU is gonna try and disengage here, and it looks like they are gonna make it out. Valpo will be taking down the 5th dragon of the game.
Again, amazing play from Valpo in this case. Even though that they were kind of down from that last Baron play, being able to just coordinate, shake it off, and realize what they need to focus on next. Knocked out 2 additional members that had Baron buff, making the Baron power play a lot less strong than it could have been. As you see Super Bear continuing to be a jungler and take camps. In terms of, once again, kind of looking at general CS, is that still, as contrary to popular belief, CS does matter past 15 minutes. We are seeing just a good gold, in terms of gold leads as well, we are seeing about a 1,500 gold lead top side, not surprising, as Dreadful has just been able to use and take full advantage of his strong stature that he got early game. We see that jungle, Super Bear is slightly down on CS, or slightly down on the gold from before, but not necessarily down by too much. We are seeing a Dreadful huge ult being used. Dreadful is getting out, but Dreadful does have Guardian Angel, so being able to keep the Super Bear flash into the double Super Flash. We do see the Aurora ult. Super Bear might go down here. Super Bear does go down here. Aurora does live at very low HP. The Law is able to stay alive.
Dreadful is not giving up. He is hunting these enemy team members in the jungle, and I think he'll probably find Aurora. Flashes?
Might the spirit form is gonna.
Oh my god.
That was absolute. That was
brutal.
absolutely disgusting.
Oh god.
However, Jakimbo is the sole surviving member of that team fight, and as if it wasn't interesting enough, we see that overall that was a messy fight from both sides, but honestly one that was played well by both sides. Valpo targeting the main priority picks, especially following up from that Dreadful ult, was absolutely huge in terms of picking off those champions. And then again, just seeing that the Aurora has been able to consistently use that W just to get out at even though she's been at low health, it doesn't matter. You can be at 1 health, you can be at 5,000. Unless you're dead, you don't give the gold, and you can just throw out extra abilities as you need.
Jin is officially full build.
Full build? Is Jin our first? No. Technically, or yeah, Jin's full build. Kind of scary to start. We're at a 40-minute game. It's kind of scary when we start seeing full builds, because again, that usually means 40 to 50. That means 50 to 60-second respawn timers. We are looking at a potential 2v3 engage here. Dreadful.
That full build Jin is hurting.
Yes, agreed. And we are. It does look like that the Law is tanking for Dreadful to ensure that he doesn't get executed by those. We do see again another potential engage. We do see Super Bear. Super Bear is trying to go and I think looking for something. We do see the Zhonya's being popped by the Aurora. Aurora is absolutely chunking out Super Bear though. And with this now being a 4v5, Valpo does have to look to play this a lot more careful if they do not want their base.
This game is just team fight after team fight. But CSU's coming back in for that inhibitor, so these super minions are gonna be coming minutes.
Yes, and we see We see CSU some wards popping. We see some deep wards being pushed in. Hopefully we're not going to see what happened again first game. And the Law or Super Bear will be sweepering those pretty soon. And as it looks like as it looks like a 5v3 right now for that top side tower. Valpo's not letting it go without a fight. We do see the root. Dreadful's ult does
coming
not.
In the side and his popping Zanya's for Orianna again. That thing seems to have a 0-second cooldown.
I know it says it's 120 seconds, and whenever I play, it feels like it's 5 minutes. But whenever we're watching, or when I'm watching these guys play, it feels like it's about 30 seconds. I was gonna say, yeah, there's nothing else. There's nothing else that can give it. There's no bard. There's no stasis to be given here. We are seeing some chunking being done by Valpo. Wukong trying to get on Diadem right now. Super Bear getting thrown up.
In the back line there. That was a well-timed ult from Wukong there, and
we see Scrub McLord. We see Scrub McLord trying to take the second kill. We do see that the shields do get popped by the Locket of Iron Solari popped by Rakan trying to prevent.
Infinity Edge is doing a lot of damage here.
We're seeing Diadem getting chunked, and that might be. And with
that is gonna be game.
And with that, that does mark the second. That does mark the second game, and that does mean that Valpo will go 0-2 against GSU. So
Valpo fought pretty well those games. They had a very strong start to game 2, but couldn't quite pull out the win there. I'm not sure what could have been done differently there. Anything you think they could have done differently, or just?
I would say that genuinely probably a better use of comms in terms of target prioritization, because a lot of times there were 2 or 3 people that were knocked up that it would have been amazing to kill any of them, but we saw that most of the time you had 2 people surviving on very low HP, and if you're able to knock out one at a time, you don't have any more damage coming out from the other side, because both these teams are good enough that as you're just going to get into a better position, you're going to keep trying to start fighting.
In a fight, getting 2 people to half is way worse than getting 1 person to 0.
Yes, the extra gold
It gets so much easier when somebody goes down in a fight. Even if your teammate's super low, they can still like draw attention from the enemy or throw some skill shots and do damage. But
Valpo, something can happen.
Something. But Valpo fought well to the end, and I think they're gonna take some feedback from this game and come back stronger next week.
So thank you all so much for tuning in. This does mean that Valpo is now 1-1 in our GLEC conference. NECC activation is starting next week, so we'll be tuning in soon to start seeing NECC games. But until then, from the booth at Valpo Esports, thank you so much for tuning in, and we hope to catch you guys on the next stream. Thank you all.